Are you tired?
I'm tired.
I know.
I'm tired. I'm warm. I had to turn the fan on. Like, I'm like, listen, like, ugh.
Yeah. All that glitter's coming out.
Yeah. Magical unicorn stuff. Well, thank you so much for that. That was so much fun. I'm glad that we were able to do that. That was got our oxygen flowing in our blood and all those things.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I always tell people, I'm grateful for technology, but there's nothing like a live Zumba class. So much of Zumba fitness, just like riding, horseback riding, is about connection. It's really all about connection. And you lose something. Oh, you lose something when you're not in the same space and you're not smiling and high-fiving each other. But I am grateful that we're still able to sort of dance together and even ride. We can ride the virtual trail ride. I'm going to go ride my horses when I'm done here. And
perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we did have a few questions come through.
Okay.
While we were, doing our Zumba thing. So why is physical fitness important when riding?
Here's the deal. I taught my kids early on when we had horses. I have 2 children, and the ride is really the gift. When you think about how a horse is created, how their minds are created, the fact that they allow us on their backs and they carry us is the gift. And so whenever I train, I always start from that space. And part of the ride being such a gift and to honor that with the horse is to be a comfortable ride for them, right? And what makes horses, I think, a crooked body, a crooked human creates a crooked horse. And a lot of times when my horse is struggling with some type of physical issue, the first thing I do is examine myself. Is my hip out of place? Is my knee hurting? How am I in the saddle? So fitness is important because the stronger our core is all those delicious muscles that keep us stable. That's all our tummy muscles, the ones that we see, the ones we can't see. That's our stabilizer. And so if our core is strong, not only does it keep us safe, right? If a horse spooks and we have to ride out a crazy movement on the trail or in the arena, it keeps us safe. It provides stability for us. It also creates a happier horse if we're strong in our core, because then we're not slamming down on them at the trot or the canter or even the walk. So fitness is important. But I'm going to tell you, I am getting older. Like, my body has changed so much. And sometimes when I go to mount on my horse, I can't even get that leg over, especially if I've done a lot of dancing the day before or taught a lot of classes. It's just a part of the journey as we age. So I have a lot of arthritis. So it's important, guys, that we stay flexible. Flexibility is important so we can mount properly and dismount properly. What if you're on a trail and you don't have a mounting block?
Right. That's literally the next question. That's the next question. How to increase or maintain flexibility when, exercising. Because I feel like a lot of people like to lift weights and like to have that, brute force strength.
Yeah.
But flexibility is so important too.
I think flexibility is the most important. Flexibility and strength training is important. I kind of have a formula, I always say, if you can, 3 cardio. And cardio is different for all of us. Cardio may be walking at a brisk pace for you. Cardio can be, nonstop booty shaking Zumba for another person. And so 3 cardios, 2 strength training. Strength training could just be even, I teach a lot of chair classes where we sit in chairs and we hold weights. If you're at home, those big cans of Glory Greens, the 16 ouncers. You can put 1 in each hand and use that as resistance. Okay, if you find a neat YouTube video. And then, of course, flexibility. That's mind body. That's Pilates. Ooh, it's not as fun as Zumba, but it's necessary. That's yoga. Learning how to breathe, especially when you ride. When you get in a sticky situation with a horse, our breath is everything. That's we calm down, the horse calms down, right? So flexibility is really important. And I'm going to tell you, the number one way that we lose flexibility is we just stop moving. We don't walk the dog anymore. We don't ride our horses. We go out and throw them hay, and then we say bye, Felicia. But flexibility, guys, we have to move every day. Find a reason to move and make it purposeful movement. When you go to muck paddocks or whatever it is that you do to maintain the care of your horses, think about all the body parts you're using. And just focusing on those parts makes that movement way more purposeful. But 3 flexibilities, remember that, okay? The cardio is important for our heart health, especially if you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure. Movement is what provides us longevity.
Right. Well, thank you so very much for participating in OG Fest and getting us moving and just sharing your expertise. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Abriana, and I hope to meet you in person next year if everything's sort of back to the new normal. And thanks for bringing us all together, for connecting us.
Of course. You have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Welcome to OG Fest.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. Look, we're so goofy.
Yeah,
here we are.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey.
Sorry, we farmers marketing it this morning, so we in the truck right now. We just got done doing the farmers market thing from the house to here to y'all. So.
Perfect. All right. So we want to hear about Brunswick agriculture. Okay. We want to know the lowdown. We want to know the details. We want to know where it started. We want to know it all.
Okay. So let's start here. Brunswick agriculture is our baby. It is a preventative health hub, right? So that's the best way to describe it. So what does a preventative health hub look like? It looks like a place where we consider the wholeness of a person. So what that means is mental health, physical health, emotional health, sexual health, financial health, right? Economics. We have 5 pillars that we really talk about a lot. And one of those starts with food sovereignty. Everybody can come together over food. I don't know one person that don't eat something, right? Everybody eats. And so if I can have a conversation with you about food and I can connect with you on that level, then to be perfectly honest, you're more willing and able to have conversations about other things.
Yeah.
To hear me, right? From my heart. If I'm offering you food and it look good and it tastes good, right? You're more willing to listen to me as we're nourishing ourselves. And so it breaks down barriers, right? And it creates a place of commonality. You don't have to talk about the things that are a problem. You could talk about the thing that's right in front of you, right? And then that allows you to open up the door to have more conversations. So everybody loves food. That's one of the first places. Us, that's a whole different conversation.
As far as the homestead idea, I did the military. I got out. I had a job for Capital One. I did security there, work in that corporate environment, 9 to 5. It wasn't for me. I wanted to do something where I was actually outside and doing stuff. So I found this horse school, Meredith Manor in West Virginia, and I went to it. And I got my equine massage therapy certificate, and I improved my riding. I ride English, so that's another oddity. Black man riding English, I 3-day event, so that's me. I love cross country. I love the hunter derbies. I hate the indoor hunter derbies, and that's why I bought the land. I figured I could have a farm, and it would be a lot easier to keep my horses on the farm if people were coming out to the farm, and my farm was making money. It would make money for my horses. So I got the land, and that's what we're building right now with this preventative health hub,
And so how do you pull in all of that? I'm a social worker. I don't know nothing about horses, right? You see a horse, oh, it's so nice, right? It's so nice. But then you realize as you get older and you go into mental health, you realize all the other avenues of support and how riding a horse, caring for a horse, caring for animals can actually be mental health and wellness, right? So we got together, and I'm a social worker, and he is a former vet. He's a vet, right? A former Marine. And we say to ourselves, we go to work every day for someone else. And by the time we met each other, we were done with that. But then on the other side of that, how do you do all of these things you want to do and bring the community in, right? A person who rides a horse and a social worker, and then food, and then all of this. And then I think a lot of the times it's really education. It's giving people the words so that they know how to use and describe the stuff that's around them to connect us, right?
And
So
that's our agriculture right there. Connecting people with the world that's already there, just connecting them with it. Like, and especially us as people of color, we don't see ourselves in these roles or doing these things because we want to say that traditionally they're things that are white people or Caucasian driven, especially when we talk about equestrian sports or farming, homesteading, living off the grid. We don't see ourselves when we think of those things. And that's because we don't ever see ourselves doing them.
And so we're breaking barriers by having conversation. Right. Having that first conversation, showing people who we are. Okay, let's talk about normalcy. We're normalizing what it looks like to be farmers, right? Yes. We have an idea of what it is to be a horse rider or a farmer, right? Or, and you put in the blank, and we are challenging people every day. So one of our biggest things is to meet people where they are. Hey, look, and have these conversations. And then from there, once you have a conversation, once you see us, once you know, then you're more willing to do the why or the how. And it's a conversation. You want to know how to ride a horse or how to care for a horse or how to buy a horse, or those conversations have to be had. But we need to first be able to say who to have them with.
Right.
You don't know what you don't know. You don't know.
That's our favorite thing. Right. Ignorance is a horrible thing because you don't know, you don't even know. And if we're not willing to just pour, right?
Yeah.
We grew up in communities where, and
you have to be perfect. You have to be right the first time. You can't get it wrong because you only get that. That's something that we have ingrained into our culture, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
So we do it moving. That's our favorite thing to say. We have no idea what we're doing a lot of the time. But guess what?
We're doing it.
We do it moving. I mean, you fix it as you go. The first time.
Look, riding a horse, correct? Riding a horse, there's three things. There's forward, there's direction, there's speed. You can't work on direction and you can't work on speed if you're not going, period. If you don't have any movement, you can't change where you're going. You'll always be in the same spot. For me, for us, our homestead, we have, well, I guess when we close our eyes individually, we have what we picture it's going to be. When we open our eyes, we have what it is. And everything we do that day works towards getting it. So when I close my eyes at night and I dream about it, it's starting to look more like that. That's it. And a lot of it is trial and error. Like this permaculture thing that we do with our goats. And so we're turning our land into a forest, into a food forest, growing things so that they have a symbiotic relationship, so that the goats and the chickens and they'll move throughout and they'll do their thing fertilizing it, but the food and stuff will grow pretty much on its own because it's in its best environment to grow.
But that's conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's conversation. That's thriving. And a lot of us, so let's talk about on a mental health level, we can't thrive if we're struggling. If we're trying to figure out how to eat every single day.
Where's my food coming from? How do I get this food? I can't afford this food.
My health is bad.
Biggest issues. My health is bad because of the food I can't afford to get.
And now I'm going in this cycle, right? So it's circular. And then my kids aren't healthy. And then my mama not healthy. So now I got to take care of my mama. And now I'm stressed. Right? And now we're talking about now my relationship. My interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, just now with that, I got to take care of my mama. Now I'm stressed, not the extra stuff.
Now the interpersonal relationship. I don't have time for my friends. I don't have time for my spouse or my significant other. And now I'm eating or I'm drinking or I'm doing anything that's socially acceptable to cope. But in the end, that has a price. And we all know it, but we do it because it's socially acceptable. So what we're saying is, what are the other socially acceptable things that we can do? Yeah. And it is connecting.
You want to camp? You want to bring your horse trailer out your horse and come camp for the weekend? Let's ride these trails. Oh, you don't have a horse. You just like to see the horses? Come out, come through. Let's barbecue. Let's fellowship and change the narrative. For my homestead, it is to change the narrative of what Black people do. we as Black people know we don't always do all. Not. I can't say we don't always. Let's just say we as Black people, we are oftentimes put in this little small gap.
Very marginalized.
That's it. We can only play these roles. We can only speak this way. We can only dress this way. We can only look this way. We can only be the farrier at the barn because I'm a Black male. I can only be the farrier.
Right.
I can't be a rider.
Or an owner.
I can only be a groom. Yeah. I can't own that, 6-figure horse. No, you're right. I bred it. That's my narrative change. You're right. Are you the groom? No, I own this facility.
And changing that narrative overall.
Bringing little Black boys and girls, really, because that's really what it is. At the end of it, it is me and my community. And so I don't have a problem with anybody else, but it's time for me to see and do the same work and effort that I see happening in other communities for my community. And that is my biggest thing.
Yeah. And we can talk about the problems.
I want little Black boys and girls to be in these interscholastic equestrian associations. Reining what how
all of them,
your seat and leg, okay, we're subjective because we're hunter jumpers and it's all subjective. So my squad may never win subjectively at these other places,
but what about ours?
When they come to our place,
that part
is the same subjection. So why am I gonna encourage or force, especially in the equestrian world, force myself to fit into this barn? You know how hard it is to be me and to go to these barns with these hunter jumper women who look at me as a threat anyway on a daily basis? I don't need that, and you don't need that. You don't need somebody missing a freaking paddock boot, but they looking at you. There's a freaking left paddock boot for a size 6. I wear a size 8. How can I even? Why would I even? But because that's their cultural thing to look at us.
And we've been there, done that, and all had a story. So how about we, instead of complaining, we create an opportunity and situations where, one, we can have these conversations and be honest about where we are, because then that allows us to do it moving. We've talked about where we are. We've talked about what our challenges are. We've talked about the hurdles. But how do we create situations? And so some of those situations have to begin with talking. But then the next is movement. And we are a team. So that means I am weak in a lot of areas and he is weak in a lot of areas, but together we're supportive, right? So that means somebody has to be a pusher, paper pencil, right? Paper pusher, right? And pencil, right?
Paper, picker.
Yeah, there you go. It's a piece of paper. Somebody got to know a deadline. Somebody got to have the little jingle jangles, right? Somebody has to network. Somebody has to stop what we're doing and say, this is all fun, running the goats and doing a video and all that other stuff. But then what are the other steps? And we don't have those conversations. There aren't people that say, let me show you how to write a grant. What are the verbiage, right? What's the verbiage? And how do we describe? Use the right
verbiage. The first time you use the wrong word to describe something in that grant.
Tonight. Right? So we're learning words like guerrilla forestry and permaculture. What your granny would say, getting out there and cleaning up.
But you have to say it. You have to say it. You have to know it. It is it's like your resume. When you put your resume out there, you have to target something specific. Well, welcome to the world. It doesn't matter what you do. So horses is the same way, because if you're looking to have a business in the equine industry, you're a farmer. And so you need to learn how to use your verbiage so that you can get these continual revolving farm grants. But
and how do we do that?
We don't look at that.
Right.
Or what it takes in order to get these grants, how to comply with them. A lot of people just ignore it. And they just figure they'll put their head down, they'll do hard work. No,
we don't have to work hard. We need to learn how to thrive.
You gotta put this together, because that's the way the game is designed.
Right.
You don't play Monopoly saying I'm gonna skip this step and I'm gonna do this part and that's how the game's gonna work in my favor. No, you gotta play the game. And that's it.
And so community looks like we reaching out and we saying yes. We say yes and then we ask for help. And we say yes and we give help. And we say yes and we create reasons and opportunities so that yes continues on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So showing up. So when someone asks, how do you, if I don't know, my answer isn't no. My answer is, let me make that happen.
Yeah, show up, show out. It's simple, and that's the thing that we miss, especially equine community. You know, farming, homesteading, any Black enterprise, we miss out on that one communal aspect. Yeah, you could probably get that product or service somewhere else. Yes, you could, but it would not be from the community. And so for everybody screaming or talking about the things that they want to see improvement on, well, the very first thing you got to improve on is yourself, how you deal with the people around you. You want to see change, then you got to go support that change. You have to be able to give the same tolerance too now. Like the tolerance that you give
to McDonald's
when
everyone who doesn't deserve it.
You know, like it's a conglomerate. At the end of the day, they don't care. They're gonna get their paycheck either way, whether you're happy or not. Well, we don't complain with their bad service, but if you've got a facility and you're running a facility and it's just you and you're busting your crank, those weeds in the corner, is that really affecting you? No, but that's what the person's gonna Yelp and review and give you 1 star for.
Yes.
So how do we, as a community,
how do we change that?
Right. So I bring my goats.
Let's make friends first.
Let's make friends. Seriously.
Yeah, get people to help you.
Yeah.
And more importantly, get people to know you. So when you see me and you know my face, you're not gonna talk about those weeds and said you're gonna offer your goat. Yeah. You're gonna say, I got goats, honey, I'll come by next week Wednesday. And you're gonna say, that's great. I'll have a horse for you on Friday, right? And then the next person and I go, hey, I rode her horse. I came through and look how beautiful that is. And then the next person says, hey, I want to learn. And then that person comes in. But it takes that one step. And a lot of that, bridging that gap, being that one, you often
find a lot of effort and energy.
And people don't want to do it.
And it's scary to people when they don't understand that you're coming from a genuine place. Like, to give somebody, like to want to give somebody fruits and vegetables, right? A basket of fruits and vegetables. You know how many people say no? Oh, no, I can't. No, I'm not going to. Why not? Because of what? What's the reason? You know?
Yeah. Because no one else has ever done that for them.
Correct. So in that place of honoring and giving, we are changing the world. We are teaching people how to thrive. Because again, how do we ask? We are taught not to ask. We are taught to just kind of make it do, piece it together, pull it together, work it out, and just kind of hobble along until we get it.
Figure it out.
And that hustle idea, that hustle ideology, that you're just going to hustle yourself 80 hours, 75 days out the week. Hold on
now. Where do you live?
Yeah.
Where do you get a chance to decompress? Where do you get a chance to enjoy that hard-earned money?
Nothing. And so horse riding, right? Gardening. We're trying to teach people that the ideology that's slave labor or labor that we don't do, it needs to be things that we do.
Yeah.
We need to include ourselves in these places. Oftentimes, we've taken ourselves out of the arena. Because we're so afraid to even join because we don't know. And so what we're saying is, how many communities can we touch and how many ways can we know? Do it movement. Because you have so much knowledge in so many places that we can connect and then broaden. And before you know it, there is no more ignorance. There is a whole network of knowledge. And like, that's so exciting. I've never met a Black man that rode a horse.
I would like to meet more of us because I know there are. And that's the worst thing. I see these riding groups on Facebook and stuff. And I'm like, where are y'all at? Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia.
Yeah.
Don't nobody do this in Virginia?
There are some people in Virginia, the Virginia villains. I think they're around Richmond, which might be far from y'all, but
no, look, we're down the street right now.
We in Richmond right now, yeah.
Oh, well,
and that's the part, right? Yeah. What we don't know, we don't know. And then people be like, well, just Google it. Do you know how, girl, Google give you 8,555,000 things.
And then a lot of times these people are not on the internet.
Thank you. So let's talk about that. The disadvantagement that comes with people that are urban, that are not urban. right? That are rural. You have things that no cell service, not because they don't have cell phones, but because they don't have cell service. Right. There's no internet services, so high-speed internet. And then there is, come on, time. You have to choose. You can't serve everything. So if you are really putting in for your craft and you are really working hard, and it's you, your spouse, maybe your family, there isn't a lot of time left over for media and trying to market yourself and put yourself out there. So then that goes back to community. How are we supporting? So as farmers in rural areas, we are going to small farmers and small batches and saying, hey, we will take your 5 cases of
all of your this, all of your that, which, I mean, they might not sell that product
any other way.
Might not be able to sell it all that way.
Any other way. We've got a farmer who's in his 70s who's been giving away one of his products, but we're buying it now. So he started off with bringing like 5, then it was 10, now it's 28, right? So for him, what he gave away for free, no matter what profit he turned, it makes a difference for him. And I don't care what anybody says, if we can carry that same principle, right? And through everything that we do.
Which is the homestead again. That's the bring it back. Because our homestead, right, that 50 acres, I'm building my hunter derby. Like, that's my course. That's what's going to support it. A derby, a hunter derby, right? But it'll be a village because we have room for a photographer. So we will have a photography shop that will be there where we will have somebody, we will employ somebody to take our stock photos for our farm so that you see more Black images of Black people doing Black things.
And that's the other thing, right? We're looking for interns. Why? We got 1,001 pictures of Black hand on chicken, Black hand on horse, Black hand rubbing the horse, Black hand, but nobody to label them, right? Because we understand that representation is everything. We can go in and say horse grooming, and you don't see anyone that.
But what happens when we have an event out there and everybody comes out for the first annual derby and the photographers out there taking pictures, flooding the internet with pictures? What happens? The Black vets out there. What happens? The little Black boys and girls seeing the Black people doing the Black things. Oh, that's the same that the white people do, but Black people doing it. That opens doors. It changes ideas. It's like having a Black president. Oh, now you really know that you can go to that level.
It's the same thing with Wakanda.
But yeah,
it may be to some people. But little Black boys and little Black girls was like, I can be this forever, right?
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Exactly. And we know what that unity means. We know what it means. We believe it. We love it. That's a good feeling in your heart.
And it's the same thing with writing. It's the same thing with farming and health. And so for us, our preventative health hub allows us to pull that all together into one auspice, into one arena, and allow you to come in and kind of pick and choose where you want to start. But the joy of this journey is there really isn't an end. You can go from horses, you can go to turkeys, you can find a rabbit, you can go walk down a trail. But what does it mean in the end for us, bottom line, to come together?
Yeah. Means
to just have a place where you belong and where you know that
you're welcome, where you're not going to be the outsider, where you're not going to be the outcast, where you don't have to worry about saying the right thing or code switching back and forth. Because that's the one thing to have to code switch in order to keep yourself not in an embarrassment, not for you who you are, but sometimes we code switch because we want to avoid the hassles and the heartaches that come with just being us. I'm tired of that. That's all.
So come and rest. Come and be yourself. Come and thrive. And so for us, we all know we need money, right? Because we all have to eat and whatever. But there's no but. When you remove that, and that's not your first ideology, that's not the thing that pushes you, but instead it's to be a teacher, to be a student, to be a mentor, and to be willing to traverse through all of those as necessary. For us, we've lived different. It's opened up a whole different community of people that show up and show out with us, even when we doing and moving and don't know what we're doing. Like, we just say yes. Like, our answer is yes, we're capable. We woke up this morning an able body and able mind. So yeah, we could do that. Yeah. We can. And we can figure out how to do it because someone is there to show us, and we can be that bridge. And that's so important to us, to be that bridge. Let's talk about Black love. How often do you see a Black couple together, pouring into each other, doing the things that thrive for them? I don't like horses that much, but I love him.
Yeah.
So I can learn how to learn about a horse. I don't like horses because I don't know about horses. But one of the things I've been taught my whole life is you don't like something because you don't know.
Right.
First lesson of food. You don't like a food because you ain't ate it good. And somebody ain't cooked it good for you, but cook it good, you're going to eat it. Yeah. Same thing with work and love and life. When you find someone that's willing and able, not just temporarily, but seriously willing and able, it falls together. That's not to say we're perfect. That is not to say we know what we're doing, right? But we have a goal. And just like you go to work, and I'm going to be real honest, you go to work for a little dollar, and they tell you what to do, how to act, how to have your behavior. You could be sick, but you go to work. You leave your family aside, you go to work because you ain't got that vacation. And you don't tell them about themselves, and you don't have a lot of opinion because for a dollar amount, you agree to shut up and do your job. For no dollar amount, I am choosing to love him and the commitment that we have for each other. And so sometimes you shut up and you do your job because everything you say ain't right. You know that at your job. You know that at school. You know how your opinion is just your opinion. You just be quiet sometime and be quiet and hold it to yourself. It's the same thing in loving him and being in a business relationship with him.
There's a give and take. Definitely.
But nobody talks about that. We feel like we got every right.
Sometimes sitting on that homestead all by myself with her. Ooh. You just go away. Just go away.
He be like, get out. I be like, well,
where?
Yeah, you go outside. It's raining out there. Go take your goat. But like, that's like
we got to get mad at each other and say, all right, go away. You know, you go away. Fine, I'm gonna go away. Don't you go away. And then, you know,
have a drink of water and come on back here and get your goat fed. Yeah. You know we gotta be out there at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
The normality of life. Like we have to have something that we're always working towards, and we have to be checking it off every day. Like we're not dreaming. It's a journey. When you go to your job, you have a job description. And
look, I know at my job, if I go to a job, I'm gonna bust my butt at that job because there's a chance of getting a promotion and a pay raise, right?
Right.
So if I work for myself, I have to do that same way. I work for myself, loving her because that's my job. I love to, I want to, we're gonna grow. I'm gonna get a promotion. I'm gonna get a, you know what I mean? So it's
and that's the realest of real. Honoring each other and respecting each other in the same light that we do strangers for a dollar amount. That's the least I could do in my home. That's the least I could do for my family. That's the least I could do for my community. Let's be real. That's the least I could do for those that are around us, is to be that person and be the best person I could be. So we appreciate you. Can I tell you just a little bit that I fangirled you, right? So my husband and I started listening to your podcast. Yeah, the young boy. And I was looking at y'all. And one day he was, and I was the whole panel where y'all is like 6 of y'all.
Right.
Having the conversation. He said, come on and watch. Girl, this is me. People. And so I need you to understand the manifestation. That was months ago. You didn't know me. I didn't know you, right? We just two people that admired you, and he's been following y'all for a while, and he is so enthralled with like the work you do and how educational it is and supportive it is. And that's how I found you. So of course I had to be supportive. And then for me, people that will be listening to this, you need to understand that this is manifestation. Groups of people that have this core belief system that honor it. We're not out here talking about these. You don't know me, I don't know you. But because we've been faithful in the walk that we have as individuals, right? You show up and who you are shows out for us, right? So we can say without fail that we were willing to attach ourselves to your brand and you us. Nobody was like out here, sponsoring nobody or nothing like that. Who you are shows. And I need you to know that, right? Because we don't hear that often. It took me 2 days to listen to y'all panel because we busy, right? When we come back and be on that, I'll be like, hold on. Now, put it back a little bit so I can catch up. But it took me 2 days, and I need you to understand that we understand what you're doing. And so it was an honor to be able to say that reflection, because that's so important, right? You are a reflection of us, and I hope that we are a reflection of you. That's why we were invited into this space. And as we continue to carry that on, that is a beautiful thing for us.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, let me just say, I am not going to cry on here, okay? There was like 3 times you almost made me cry, and that was number 3, okay? So I'm not going to cry on here, okay? Secondly, y'all are amazing. Like, what? Caitlin, I'm messaging Caitlin right now.
Where are you at in North Carolina?
I'm in Zebulon. So it's like 30 minutes east of Raleigh.
Oh, you're not far.
Yeah, you down
the street from us. We're going to bring you a box.
So we're like right there at Lake Gaston and all that good stuff. What is that? Bugs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're on the other side of Virginia, like the other side of the border.
Literally right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I have not. Okay.
Well, we don't know till we open up.
Look,
right, because I don't know geography.
All sorts of rust on it and whatnot.
Don't ruin it for this woman. Go on. Then look at her concern.
I said my custom saddle.
But look at the concern on her face. She was like, "Don't let that happen."
It's going to waste. My jump saddle going to waste. It's just sitting there looking all pretty.
Look at her face. She's concerned for you.
Look,
he's being abused. I know. I got him out there farming, not riding like he should be.
Oh no, I need to get the trails and stuff and the jumps built, because seriously, I'm talking about like, okay, so like 100 paces, 100 derbies.
Yes. Yes.
Excited. She has something to say.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna connect you with one of the speakers we have coming up later, Ashani.
Okay.
Yo, we are gonna have a meeting because there's
at our place.
At your place, yes. I can grab. We coming up. This is crazy. Oh my god.
Phenomenal.
Y'all,
I know.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here.
There's so much room for us to do business. Like as not business as in like make this money, but I mean we're gonna do that. But business is in finish the mission, put it together, and be able to put what we're putting together in multiple areas of the country.
And sustainable change.
Legitimately.
Life change.
Yes. Real life.
And that's the name of it.
Yes.
Like not a game, like a real. And sorry, I just sound stupid, but I'm excited. Like
you ain't never stupid.
It's so real right now. Like I'm looking at this because I can think and look at my property, and if you go back on my Facebook and look at my homestead pictures, like it was just trees and sticks and
grass. And we've been following that. Like Caitlin will send me pictures like, look, did you see he got the building up now, and look they got goats now, and so
you see the barn.
And our baby goats, little kids is being born.
I just want the barn built. I got
priorities. I understand.
Yeah.
Like you understand, and so it's beautiful when you have priorities and you see them come to fruition.
Yeah.
Like we are in that place.
I would like to build a facility for a vet to have.
Yes.
Like because I do equine massage, right? Mm-hmm. So that's like rehabilitative services. Mm-hmm. So if my barn has room for a couple of, stalls, and I got these safety pastures, these little paddocks for observation, and the vet happens to live there,
we change the course of our community. 87% of our community is Black. Why are we not out here running it and having the best time ever?
Right.
Exactly. And in every community, it's just that moment of saying, I'm here with you and you are here with me. Like the excitement of understanding that my little girls and my boys can look at you and say, I'm going to
be like her. I'll ride my horse. I want to do my podcast like her. I want to do this.
Oh, my kids listen to your podcast. My daughter loves your podcast.
Like what is that? Like our kids worship everybody else
but us.
They run around here singing songs about trapping and stuff. My kid ain't never seen a trap. But my kid, look, my kid ain't never seen a trap. He out here. I'm like, boy.
Can you sit on a horse that well?
If you don't go get this bucket of goat feed and walk it down this hill
and
bring yourself back.
That's what you should learn every time. There you go.
Oh, but you want to ride a horse? Yeah, he's ridden a horse. My son's ridden a horse. But that's the other thing. I will put my kids on horses so that they can have 30 years of riding experience and be 20 years old.
Yep.
And we want my daughter to look at you, and when we get in the car, she want to talk to the horse lady.
Yeah. Go to the Olympics.
Act like they talking to you.
Hey, look, we going to Tryon down there. We gonna tear up Aiken and Ocala. They gonna hate when wintertime come everywhere else because we be in Florida too. Like, what's up?
And we want those words to be words that are the vernacular for every day.
Yeah.
Change. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like we talk, like a trap song. You know what's on the radio. But how many ways can I share your podcast with my baby again? Gets in the car and says, "Can we talk to the horse lady? Can we talk to the people?" And then they're little, 1 to 9. She just turned 10, and she's just gotten into that. But what happens, like he said, in 8 more years, when she has proper vernacular and she has proper terms, and they have it right, and they can then say to other friends, "Hey, listen to this podcast, and this is the Young Black Equestrians," and they know what that means. We are changing culture, and so that's the other of our name: agriculture and culture. Bringing culture back, because what is that? We have culture. Riding horses is culture.
Yeah. There's a lot of culture that we have that we don't even acknowledge anymore. Just a simple act of fellowship, like the meal together, the barbecue, the cookout. That's us. That's culture.
Yes.
We should be doing those things so that we can network and meet each other. Like if we say, "Hey, you interested in horses? You like horses? You think you might like horses?" We have a barbecue, and we're gonna have all these horses out here, and all these people doing horse things, veterinarian, all that stuff. Want to pet a horse? Might be some people giving you little pony rides. If you've ridden a horse before and you sign the waiver and you bring your helmet, maybe a lunge lesson. But that's how you, as the equestrian, who's the trainer, gets her clientele.
Because you come once a month, and everybody knows to come meet up with us.
Oh my goodness, man! Y'all didn't even know she got this horse named Buttercup, and Buttercup's so cute, and I love seeing little Buttercup.
And now
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now Buttercup can do birthday parties.
Amen.
Party?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's what we say.
Yes, and we have facility for birthday parties.
And now most importantly, mom and dad are no longer scared of the horse, and that's why the kid can't do it. Because we miss out on things because our parents are scared of it, not because the kid's scared of it. Mom and dad, you ain't going to get on no horse out there with Sarah and Tom.
Because your mama ain't going to take you to the emergency room.
Right.
But that's what happens. It's real.
Right.
But let's learn how not to be in the emergency room by learning from other people that have skill.
Right. And learn how to do it correctly.
Let's take the fear and let's give education. And that is our whole story. We're removing fear, and instead we're having conversations. We're removing boundaries that are unnecessary and creating fellowship. And when you really come from your place of understanding and knowledge and sharing, you show up with magic like this. Like, you're magical in all the things that you guys do. And we just hope to be a bridge and hope to be a supportive place for you to say, come on if you need us.
We hope your village got bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I am in awe. I'm in awe. Y'all are amazing. Like,
thank you.
With the podcast, people are always asking us like, what's next? And our answer is a TV show, but
that's right. And I got somebody for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, boom.
Yeah, I got somebody for you. A Black media outlet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and then on top of that, it's like this. Like this is like real life. People can listen to us all day, but people don't realize like this is a real life situation. We're not just talking about it. We are going out into our communities. We have Saddle Up and Read.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black Equestrian Network. We are trying to create these resources and foster these relationships.
You're not trying.
You're not trying. Stop saying trying.
You are doing
that word.
You're right.
That word is so detrimental. Like our words are so powerful.
Yes.
When you're doing something and then you downplay yourself and you downgrade your actions by saying, I'm trying to. No, you're doing it.
You are doing
You're
it and
doing
getting
it.
better
You
every
haven't
day.
finished doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but you are in the actual of doing it. You're not trying anything.
Right.
And you own
Right.
that
We
every
are
day.
homesteading. We
Yeah.
are building a horse facility. We are building our preventative health hub. We are doing that.
Yes.
And
We're
together
trying
we're a community.
to do it 1000% perfect,
but we're doing it the
but
best
we're
we can.
doing it, moving, you know? Like
Yeah.
we're doing it, it's in action, doing it, moving. Like you're
Yes.
doing it. I don't know that much about goats.
They alive and they keep reproducing.
Man, I got some pretty ones though.
Yeah. A shiny.
I know when I shake my bucket, they come running out. Yeah. I know how to call my chickens and my turkeys. I shake that bucket, they I can call for them. Cheep, cheep, cheep. Guess how I learned to do that?
Trial and error. They done knocked down about 3 electric fences. Look,
Yeah, I got tired of having the goats fence because they kept getting out and destroying the fence. Guess what I did? I stopped fencing them. Guess what happened? Nothing.
trial and error. What? Listen, there was a little
Oh
bumpy.
no, I got. Ooh.
He was hot. Girl, that goat kept jumping off, and he was like, girl, the goat almost lost his little life. Look.
I was getting ready to barbecue a goat that day.
We
Didn't
don't
know how
even
to
know
do that. Didn't know how to do that, but I got a knife and it's sharp.
And Google.
Man, YouTube will show you how to do anything.
Okay.
Look, that part. Girl, look, it busted him in the head. I got a net.
But that's how bad he upset me. And I was like, I just let him get to what he wants to get to.
And then we realized we found words, right? Permaculture, permanent agriculture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Terrascaping, guerrilla landscaping. I was like, wait a minute, we could put the goat to work. Let me push that again. Hold on, what they do?
Wait, the goat is doing something, and it's
okay, that's fire prevention.
Because the goat was getting out, and so as when you start learning to farm, you put the animals in the fence. They stay
because that's
in
what
the
they
fence,
tell you,
right? If you got a horse in a fence and the horse get out the fence, what you got to do?
Go get the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
and
not
you don't
for a
let them
goat.
get out again. No, but the goats,
they're farmers. They literally,
they're eating all the bad stuff, literally.
and we didn't know that. So the goat trying to get out and save us from burning our house down and killing off the community. Seriously, right? Eating bad stuff. Girl, we fighting the goat till one day, again, education.
Mm-hmm.
We had to educate ourselves and learn. So now he got a budget. Girl, the goat come when you call it. Tear down the kids. Knock the kids down trying to get.
Yeah, the goats is bad. I mean, they're good. They're cool. It's funny. But the ghost is bad.
So how many people know that, right? And how many people think about making a business from that? So you love your horse? You want to be on your horse? Well, go take some goats somewhere and sit them down and come back and ride your horse. Like, literally, we're not having those conversations.
Yeah, how do you develop? And I can't look at you as a threat. Oh, you a threat because you're an entrepreneur too, and you do this and I do. Man, she can't do everything I do where I do it at, and I can't do everything she do where she do it at.
So let's be enough.
Why am I going to tear you down? Why shouldn't I build you up so that you got overflow? Because if you got overflow, I'm going to get some of that.
Mm-hmm. So we have to talk
Why
about that.
are we trying to prevent each other from having overflow? That's
Y'all,
a real question.
That is a legitimate question. And we ask it every day. Honestly, we ask it every day. We are like, what about what we're doing is threatening, like, or preventing you from either partnering with us or doing what's in your lane, like
whatever it may be.
But here's the thing though. This is the thing that you got to realize. Not everybody is on your level.
Yes.
All right. So some people have these ideas and they're down here. Some are here and some are here and some are here. Not everybody is on your level. And you can't uplift everybody to your level. Not everybody meant to go on the ride. And some people got to get off the boat.
And that was a lesson very, very, very
circles get smaller the higher you go.
It was important.
And it's not lonely at the top.
It's not.
What it is people that don't want to put forth the effort will tell you it's lonely at the top because they want you to stay with them on their level. Real people, real aspiring people never want anybody to stay on that level.
They'll tell you about fortune.
They will want you to change.
Yes.
People that come at you with, oh, you've changed. really, if you about your craft and doing it, you should change. And the problem is that they're not changing.
Yeah.
So when they don't change and they see the change in you,
yeah.
now it's a problem.
It's fear.
You gonna go somewhere. You're not taking me. I can't go where you're going. But I want all those things that benefit you to benefit me as well. Keep you here. Let me keep you here. Let me just hold on. And that happens in relationship, personal relationships, work relationships,
yes.
Every aspect of things. That's a thing that people do. Why?
So we talk about it. And our answer is simply this. And I don't y'all praying, folks.
Yes.
So here's our prayer. Everything that you have removed from us, Lord, is because you are making space. So the maturity in our walk is to understand. And I'm coming to you from a wholehearted place. I'm talking to myself and everybody that will hear this. A faith walk is not a fear walk. And you have to choose between those two. And a faith walk will say, I believe that today I will have all my needs met and I will be filled and fed and above my expectations, beyond what I know. That I wake up today and the covenant has been met. The first, that I am awake in my sound mind and body. The covenant has been met. From there, it is my job to then respond to that covenant, which is into like kind own myself. And do the things within that day and within my power that I can do to do what I need to do. And we all know what that may be. We're not talking about the easy stuff. We're talking about doing what needs to be done.
That moral fiber, inner self. That when you look at the mirror, you hit the mirror sometimes and you're proud of yourself for what you've done. And that feeling when you look at the mirror and you go, man, you ain't ish. If you've never looked in the mirror and had either one of those moments, you're not being real with yourself.
No.
Right.
I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you got to start that evaluation somewhere. And that's it. It's carrying that every day.
Look, and we don't run up all our time. Are we done? Look, we sorry. Look,
it's
friends.
Fun. It is fun. Like I'm talking to Caitlin in this, and we already said we were going to have you on the podcast, so we're gonna.
We can't wait.
Yeah, we gotta set this up because this is like I am so fulfilled from this conversation right here.
Realistically, we apologize because look, you need to understand this. We are we did a pop-up farmers market this morning. Like we legitimately do it moving. Like
and so you often find, and this is the real conversation. You often find that people are challenged, right? Because the first step, and then we fall somewhere, and then it doesn't quite work out. And so what we're here to say is we are those people to help you, to be an ear, to be that support, to give you another idea.
2 feet to help carry, because that's a big part. Everybody wants to be an ear, a mouth, a tongue, and they want to taste it, they want to see it. No, I'll be some hands and get dirty. I got, I know how to do work, and that's it.
That's the skill set.
We here like y'all here. We here.
And we're going to continue to be here. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. You show up and show out, and it shows, right? You have a history of being who and what you are in your horse world. And we are here to tell you that matters, right? Because as long as you keep doing it, it's going to multiply. That seed that you have planted will come to fruition. And when it comes, it will be the most surprising way. And you'll be like, well, what? Okay, look at this little sprout that turned into a whole bushel of joy. And that's what we hope for. Like, you just sprouted up, and I mean, here we are. So we so appreciate y'all and what y'all doing. Like, for real, we are oppressed, and we think that your work is good work.
Well, thank you so much.
It's worthy of getting a little franchisation.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
We got some.
Yeah.
We gonna talk
auntie uncle vibes. Yeah. We're trying to get you there. Because we believe in you and we believe in what you're doing. And it's so beautiful for you to show up. And I could talk to my 20, 30 something year old self, right? And then say to myself, what would I have said to myself to make it so that this would have been an easier journey? That's all. That's what we're here for. To make sure you understand the worthiness of the cause and what you're pouring into. Every little person you touch, every little thing you do, every little horse ride you give, every little book you make, every little part of you. It will, whoever that matters. My little girls want to hear you on the radio. They, they hear your voice. They know what y'all look like. And when we go through our Instagram and things like that, they see where the horse lady at. You know what I'm saying? Where the baby at? Like, they care. And that matters to us versus pouring into all the other things that we could.
Yeah.
We're making a conscious effort. So when you came to us and said that, I was like, get it? Because it matters.
I cannot with y'all. Thank y'all so much for this this whole hour. Like, thank you for taking an hour out of your day.
We appreciate it.
To bring this to us. So we are going to keep it touch, obviously.
In the truck and stuff.
Yeah, like, we was like, go put that tarp down.
Yeah, look, I had to run the last guy off. Like, okay.
Take a break. Bye. Cash out. Bye.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. All right.
And we about to go. Look, we about to go give y'all some more grace. Until next time. Seriously,
until next time.
We appreciate you and we wish you the best with ease and grace. Come on out.
Yes.
Can't wait to have y'all out.
Yes. We coming.
Yeah, be well until then.
We're gonna have a bonfire in there. Just
look, safe travel.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all again.
All
and
right,
y'all have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Man, that was
amazing.
Oh my goodness, y'all. All right. We are going to have a music break. Go to the bathroom, get you some snacks, get you some water, do what you need to do. That was absolutely amazing. Homesteading with the Rudd family, Brunswick and Ag and Culture. You're going to have to look them up and see everything they got going on. All right. But we're going to give you a few minutes, take a break. We're going to have Maisha Thomas on next to talk about dental health. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, y'all. See you in just a second.